Before you mix any song, you need a structure. See, a lot of people jump straight to EQs, compressors, and other fancy plugins. But the truth is, if your session is not organized, your mix will never be. In this first episode, I'll show you how to prepare a professional vocal mixing template, one that not only speeds up your workflow, but also giving you a consistent sound every time you open a project. Now please listen to this song that we'll be working on for this entire course. So this is how it sounds like when it's raw and no other things done on it. Now this is how to sound like after I finished this course. This is the same process I use in every mix, whether it's a commercial release, a demo, or a client project. So if you've ever opened an FL Studio, started mixing, and got lost halfway, this lesson is for you. Hey guys, my name is Tati Music, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. Your template is your blueprint. It holds your routing, your sense, your buses, and the plugin that shapes your sound. Once you understand how to build it properly, you'll stop wasting time and start focusing on creativity. So we are on our FL Studio right now. So we're going to start with creating this template. We are going to create the most simplest template, guys, because I want even a beginner producer to know how to actually navigate it. And also a professional producer can also navigate it and add on it if they want to add on it. So we are going to do something that is simple but easy to follow. So the song project is at 100, as you can see here, is at 100. It's up to you. You can change the BPM if you want, or just keep it at default 130 BPM that FL Studio gives you. So we are going to go back to our mixer track. On our mixer track, there are channels, guys. These things that are called insets, they are channels. So it starts from channel 1 up to channel 16. You can add 17 like this when you're using the newer version of FL Studio. So we are going to start with insert number 1. So on insert number 1, we are going to start creating a channel here. It doesn't matter what you call it, but we're going to start on insert number 1. So insert number 1, this is where we insert our beat on. So this track is specifically for making the beat. So you are going to actually click here and create a channel for making a beat channel. So let's start doing this thing. I'll direct you how to create it from track 1 up until track last. Let's start with insert number 1. So this one, we said it was a beat section. So you can rename it. And then after that, we'll add a channel. So this channel, guys, will be called a vox cleaning channel. So this is where you will clean your vocals. You will prepare the vocals for the mix, guys. I gave it a black color because to me, it feels like a bass channel. So that is why I gave it a black color. And then after this, guys, we are going to actually click here and then separate, guys. You need to separate your track so that you know which is which. On track number 3, here is where I like to put my main vocals on. This is where you put all your main vocals, all your leading vocals in this track. And then after giving it a green color, guys, you can add other, lead vocals if you maybe have more than one artist on a track. So here we have another artist on the track. So now we have 2 channels that are only for lead vocals, guys. We are separating them because there are 2 artists on the track. If there are 4 or 5, you can add as you go. And then after this, guys, going to separate again as you just saw. And then after separating, I like to insert the left and right, guys. On the left and right, it is where you have your backings, guys. Your backings are essential because they're somehow responsible on complementing the lead vocals, guys, emphasizing what the lead vocal is already saying. Depending on a song, sometimes you'd find that a song has also harmonies on it. So we are going to insert our harmonies here, guys. So after this, we are going to put a separator again. I like to have my bass channel. So my bass channel is like the engine of the whole mixer template. So we gave our engine a black color because it's the engine, guys. It's the soul of the template. And then after this, we are going to put another separator here. And then after that, we will add effects, meaning that we'll have to add things like the delays and reverbs. And then after this, we are going to create effects, guys, because there's no vocal that can sound great without effects, guys. This is where we put our delays. This is where we put our reverbs, guys, because a reverb and a delay makes a vocal sound so much better, guys. 10 times better. You can actually feel when a vocal is dry, and you can actually feel when the vocal has some effect on it. And those are the delays and the reverbs. So we are going to create 3 channels, guys, for delays because there are mostly 3 commonly known channels for delays. We are going to start with a 1/2 scale of a delay because a 1/2 is like the most commonly known scale for a delay, right? Then we have a 1/2 delay. And then after 1/2 delay, we need to create another one. Another commonly known scale for delay is a 1/4 delay, guys. Boom. Then you have a delay, a 1/4 delay. And then after that, we have a 1/8 delay. As they say, some producers, the 8th delay. And after this, you're done, guys. There's no other delay that you would need for this vocal because if maybe a vocal is a 1/3, you can go on a 1/2 delay and then just tweak the delay. You don't need to tweak anything, just tweak the delay. And what I like to do is that I like to decrease all these knobs, these 3 knobs. Make sure that they are at 0, down, at 0, because this is a template at 0. Why are we doing that? Because we are avoiding those presets or templates that I see people selling you guys. You find out that the template has a whole preset on it here, guys, on the main vox. There's a whole preset. There's a whole things that are going on in the main vocal preset. And then in the same channel, you will find that there are delays and there are reverbs on the same channel. And that person is selling you the thing for over $20 and so on. So to me, I feel like that's a scam, guys, because you cannot put an effect on the main channel. You cannot put an effect on a main channel of a main vocal. You will mostly find that your vocal are mostly washed out. When your vocal sounds like they're being washed out by a reverb or somehow sounding a bit weird because of delay, that is commonly mostly made by you putting the reverb here and the delay here and every other plugins here, because there are times where you can actually put one plugin that can mix the whole vocal and then you put your effects here. That is totally wrong, guys. And then after this, we'll put a separator here and then start with the reverbs, guys. So on the reverbs, we have a room reverb. And then after room reverb, we have the short reverb. And then after short reverb, we need a long reverb. And then after this, guys, we put a separator again here. It's not a template without adding Adlibs, guys, because some songs have Adlibs. Mostly the hip-hop songs has Adlibs on them, guys. So you need an Adlib channel. So we're going to add it here, guys. Adlibs for me is almost like a lead vocal, guys, but a little bit different in mixing. So that is why I am giving it a black color. And then after that, we put a separator here. After putting a separator and Adlib, as I said, it almost like the lead vocals to me. So I want to give the Adlibs channel its own delays and reverbs and separate here. So guys, it's still early. Do not be confused. So just a recap of what we just done here. Our first channel was a beat channel where you'll put your beats. This is where you link your beats to. And then our second channel is a vocal preparation channel, guys. This is where you prepare the vocals for the mix. You'll know as we go with the course. And then after that, we have the lead vocal. Since this song has 2 lead vocals, guys, that is why we have lead vocal number 1 and lead vocal number 2, because it consists of 2 artists, guys. And then after that, we have backings, guys. Vocal backings are the ones that complement the main vocal, the leading vocal. That is why we're putting them closer together so that we are not actually confused when we are mixing this song, when we're in the state of mixing this song. And then after that, we have harmonies, guys. Some songs have harmonies, so we need them in this project, in this template, because you will never know which artist you're working with or which song you're working on. So you might need a track for harmonies. And then we have bass engine. This will be the soul of the template, guys. Without this channel, the template will fall down. The template will have something that is missing on it. It will still sound like a song, but it will have something missing on it. It's a bass, guys. And then after that, we have separate channels for delays and reverbs, guys. After this, guys, there's a channel that I like to add, just for a sake, guys, of having that feeling. In big studios, you will find that a lot of things that are used in big studios, a lot of plugins or things, I would say equipment that is used on big studios, they mostly rely on analog gear, guys. So analog gear, guys, is where you will have a compressor that you can physically touch, an EQ, a channel strip EQ that you can physically touch. Even when recording vocals, guys, it doesn't go from the mic like we do to the computer, but it always goes to a series of strips, of machines, of analog gear that is there in the studio. It goes from the mic maybe to a compressor, a physical compressor, maybe into an EQ, preamp, and so on, guys. So we are going to emulate that analog gear because there are plugins that are made from those analog gears. So we are going to emulate those. But before we start on making that channel here, this is why we emulate an analog gear style, or this is what an analog gear is. Analog style mixing means thinking in hardware, basses, compressors, EQs that each add their own tone and warmth. Plug-in style mixes gives you flexibility, precise digital control, cleaner gain staging, and recall with one click. The goal isn't to pick one, it's to balance both. Use analog-inspired plugins for tone and digital tools for clarity. So now that you know, let's create a channel here. So I always like to create it here. So we are going to call it an analog emulation, guys. We will insert a plugin here, 1 or 2, that will emulate an analog sound, guys. This is what will make your template stand out. So we are going to duck it to the left. Now that you are done with the channels, guys, it's time to actually make these channels talk to each other. So we are going to start routing, guys. And there's a difference between routing and sidechaining because we are also going to sidechain on this template. So this is the difference between routing and sidechaining. When you route to a track, your signal passes directly through it, meaning everything on the channel affects your sound. But when you sidechain to a track, you are sending a copy of that signal, usually for control or interaction, like ducking the beat when vocals hit. Think of routing as a pipeline and sidechaining as a remote trigger. And now that you know, let's start routing this channel. Let's make them communicate with each other. We're going to start the routing, guys, with the lead vocal. This is what people will hear. So make sure that the lead vocal has this routing. So we're going to click on it and then we are going to route this thing to a bass engine. Right now, it's only routed on a master, guys. There's nothing on master but a fruity limiter. We are going to go back here and then we are going to click this tiny arrow here and click route to this track only. After this, you have your lead vocal here routed to a bass engine. And now that you know a difference between a sidechaining and a routing, you know why we are routing and not sidechaining here. And then what you do on lead vocal number 1, you will do on lead vocal number 2. And then after that, we are going to route this thing, not sidechain, but route to this track. Now we are not routing only, but we are routing, just routing. After routing to delay number 1, you route it to delay number 2, route to this track, Even on the reverbs, route to this track, route to this track, and route to this track. Done, guys. So if it happens that you are working on a vocal that is a 1/4 delay, you will just increase this fader like this. And instantly your vocal will have a 1/2 delay. But if maybe you're working on an 1/8 delay, you just go here and then increase the 1/8 delay, leaving the other delays like this. And the same ideology goes for the reverbs. But on the reverbs, guys, we are going to open all the reverbs because these reverbs will be talking to each other, and you will know why and how they are talking to each other, because they will somehow make the vocal sound so professional, guys. And in sounding professional, making it sound very clean. And then after that, we go to the backings. This is vocal backing number 1, guys. It depends on what you're working on. So we are going to vocal backing number 1, and we will route to this track only. We are routing it to lead vocal number 1. Also, lead vocal number 2 has its own vocal backings. So what you can do, you can actually duplicate this vocal backing track. And then boom, guys, we have duplicated this vocal backing to another vocal backing, since we're working on 2 vocals, because each vocals has their own each backings. So that is why we are also duplicating. Depending on the number of leading vocals you're working on, you can add these things as much as you can. So we're also going to route to this track only as we did here. So this vocal backing number 1 is for lead vocal number 1. This vocal backing number 2 is for lead vocal backing number 2. So the harmonies, we are not going to route the harmonies, guys. Just leave them like this. And then we'll have a bass engine, guys. So we are going to sidechain now. Sidechaining the bass engine to a beat channel, guys. So we're going to click here, and instead of routing, we are going to sidechain to this track. And then after that, we are going to route this bass engine to this analog gear. So now we have a bass engine that is routed to this analog emulation channel, and also sidechained to this beat channel, guys, and also routed to this master channel. This is why I'm saying that this thing is the soul of this template. And then after that, we are done with the bass. We are going to jump straight to the Adlibs. And then Adlibs, we are going to route to this track on the delays, and then route to this track, because we are separating the Adlibs channel to the master channel, guys. So if you see here, the only thing that is routed to the master is the beat and the vocal prep, but other channels, they are not routed to the master except for the harmonies and the effects, and also the bass engine. So this is how you do the routing of this template. This is the most easiest template you can do. If you want to add on it, you can add on it. If I wanted to make this template to be a more advanced template, I would add channels like for 3D, where we turn a vocal from just a mono or stereo vocal into a 3D type of vocal, guys. It works every time, but for now, I want to make a most favorable template that is not discriminating between a professional producer and a beginner producer. So after this, guys, you save this thing. So let me show you how to save it. So you go to FL Studio. So you are going to go to FL Studio and click File and click Save as Template. Now, every time you open this template, it will come out like this. But I wouldn't save it now, guys. I'm just showing you how you can save it. But I wouldn't save it now, guys. Right now, you are only saving a structure. The template is lifeless. It's lifeless without the plugins, guys. We made the plugins to make this template have life. Right now, it's lifeless. So I would actually put all the necessary plugins that I need for this template. And after the song is done, I can save it as a template. So right now, you're just saving a structure. If you want to start a new song and you want maybe a different mix for that song, you can use this one. But if you want the same mix for the new song that you're working on, just something quick, you will need to wait until we finish this track or you finish your track. That's our foundation. In episode 2, we'll move into the beat itself, balancing and shaping it so there's space for vocals to breathe. And this is where your mix truly begins.